So I think now more than ever, you need a way to protect yourself from whether it's a domestic organization or a foreign one. You need a way to protect at least yourself, and by protecting yourself, you can protect your family. Going over how I protect myself, and going over my plate carrier and some of like the tools and such that I keep on it. So this is a very general use plate carrier. I've never deployed with this thing or anything like that. I've used it in training, some competitions and such, but nothing real world. This is how I have mine set up. We go over some back panel options and stuff like that. So this is the Spiritus LV119. There's a lot of these out there now. A lot of agencies use this both at the state and local level and then at the federal level. So one thing to consider if we're talking about these scenarios, this will make you look like a combatant. Not just the color, but just everything on this. If this was black or ranger green or what have you, this, to anybody that's trained a little bit, they're like, oh, this guy has magazines on here. To pretend the flag's not there, and he's wearing a vest or a plate carrier. It's like, okay, he's a combatant. So take that and do with it what you want. There's no way to really conceal this and have this capability. You can take all this stuff off and conceal it, and that's something you could do. Wear like a chest rig. I could wear this under this and put a chest rig over top of that, and then just take the chest rig off. However, like if you're wearing rifle plates, that's gonna print. Like anybody that knows what they're looking at will be like, oh, that guy's wearing a vest for some reason. Anyway, I digress. So I got 3 mags up front, Spiritus system placard, the Mark V placard with the 5.56 insert. I don't have like an AK or subgun or anything, but if I had one of those, you could switch out the placards. Say this was like a subgun one, I could throw that on, put subgun mags in there, and be good to go. Have the Blue Force gear 10 speed up front, very versatile. You can put like flashbangs in here, or of course more magazines, really plus this thing up. That doesn't go there. In here I have a signaling panel for signal. I usually just keep it blank. I could put like my, if my weapon's cold, I can put my extra mag in there, or just hang stuff from it. It's a great versatile option to have. My right side, my weak side, if you will, another magazine in a unobtainium gear, I believe. Sled's pouch. They make great stuff. It has the Tigris insert, so re-indexing this thing is great. And then up front, it has a little spot where you could put perhaps a pistol mag, pretty much no problem. And then you put other things similar size, multi-tool, stuff like that. I had the shears here, but it was getting wrapped up in my sling, so I moved them to up front, not in there, but behind the placard. Behind that little radio pouch, I have radios, but I don't have, this is made for like a 152 and such. I don't have stuff like that. I'm not running radios, but I have that in here just in case. It takes up like no room. I never feel like it's in there. I put other things in there if I really need to, but whatever. If I do put a radio in here, this cummerbund won't be as tight, but that's all good. This pouch, Blue Force gear pouch, has red zippers. It came with no zippers, so I had to put something on there. I have a little mirror for signaling or deconfliction. That's something that you and your buddies or your war tribe or your little gang or posse or whatever will have to work out between you guys. But signaling somehow is almost a must, or deconflicting, or having something to signal friendlies, or if you're using this kit for not like the end times, like a helicopter for a rescue or something like that. You'd be surprised how hard it is to see from like a helo or a plane or something. Even if you're looking at like the desert and you're wearing orange, like it's shockingly hard. Anyway, speed loader and some tape. You always need some tape. Headlamp. I believe this is a Petzl with a red lens, and then something that's kind of overlooked, some ear pro. I don't want this this pouch to be like super bulky. I could of course put other things in here, but it's right where my sling kind of comes up, so I don't want it to get caught on that. Another Blue Force gear pouch, you can put things in here. I can't really reach it, so it's just for extra storage, just in case. Like I said, these things are super useful. Moving on to the first piece of medical gear. This is a tourniquet in a TKO pouch. So when it comes to tourniquets, you want these things to be accessible. That's why it's upside down. I can still reach it. People can see it if it's on my back. I have one up front too, which we'll get to. I've realized over the years that you want to keep these things protected. So keeping them somewhat out of the sun, out of like dirt and grime and such is really good for it, and kind of like prolongs that life of the tourniquet. But this thing's pretty much brand new. You can see how gray the time tab is. Keeping it in something like this is great, and I can still reach it. Other people can reach it. If I'm wearing this with a belt, I have 3 tourniquets on me. If I need to plus up on that, I have this cool Blue Force gear pouch, or I can put them in a pocket or something like that. You should have a SOP with you and your buddies. On the back, keeping it slick. Going over back panels here in a second, but if I'm running like an assault pack or sitting in vehicles or just keeping it light, slick is the way to go. On the bottom, I have a Roll 1 by Feral Concepts. I think I'm gonna do a separate video on medical stuff, but your typical IFAK. I think the Roll 1 is the best plate worn IFAK there is. You can put it on a belt, but water bottle pouch. So having water is a must. You need it. You can go 3 days. You can go 3 days without water, but really like 1. So this carries a 32 ounce Nalgene or something in similar size, because if I don't have a back panel on, I don't have hydration. So having hydration on the carrier is a must. Moving to the other side. So this is my left hand side, my strong side. Another tourniquet with rubber bands. Like I said, I'm working on getting them to be covered, but not like concealed, if that makes any sense. Another magazine pouch in a spud pouch. So these things super versatile. You fit 2 AR mags in there, smoke grenade, something like that, if you come in contact with that stuff, which would be awesome. Not a 32 ounce water bottle, but a 16 ounce, I believe. So like a smaller Gatorade bottle can fit in there. So, or I just keep a magazine in there. And then with retention. And then behind that, I have a Benchmade seatbelt cutter. Or, I guess not technically a seatbelt cutter, but it's one of these. I think these are made for like airborne operations. You need some kind of blade like this to get out in case you get stuck in your risers or whatever. But it's a very versatile tool, yet again. Versatility is the name of the game. But this thing's pretty cool. They make them smaller, so like imagine like that big. But I've never used this particular tool, but I've used other things like it, and these things are great. Doesn't weigh anything either. It's in the inside. So that's the plate carrier itself. Like I said, very general purpose. I can carry 5 mags up here like it is now, or I can plus up and carry 6 right here, 2 on the sides, or take those mags out. I can carry 6 right here. The opportunities are endless, but just this is how I have it set up like 99% of the time. So Spiritus makes the assault back panel, which is this bad boy. This thing has a lot of capabilities that I do not need, to be honest with you, but it has some capabilities that you might want to look at. So obviously, like in the back of this thing, you can carry a tool like bolt cutters. Get with your buddies. If they all have bolt cutters, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But if one of your buddies is like a firefighter and he can get his hands on the Halligan, I think that's the best tool. And maybe one guy carries like an extendable sledgehammer or something like that, or like a 5-pound sledge or something. You guys can pretty much get anywhere. Maybe one guy has a shotgun, you know, just depends on your area too. Like my area, the reason I have bolt cutters, most of the time these live in my truck, but the reason I have bolt cutters, there's a lot of like, I live in an urban area, but there's a lot of like property that's like gated off. So they usually lock it with a master lock. So you can break the lock or break the chain. However, if you do that, I would definitely practice. Go to Lowe's, Home Depot, buy yourself like, I don't know, like a foot of chain or something. I'm not sure how much that is. Practice with it, because you'll realize like the weight to it, and it's a lot harder than people think. If you're in a group and one of your buddies has a civilian bell fed, which is awesome, he's gonna need help with ammo. So you could store that in there, or store extra ammo for you, store water, store food, stuff like that, or flashbang stuff, stuff of that nature. If you get your hands on some demo, sometimes I rock a water bladder in this thing, but if I'm carrying a tool like this, or like I have a crowbar that sometimes I stick in here, that's gonna puncture the bladder. That's just some of the stuff that I consider for my general use plate carrier. There's other things that go into it. If you have certain capabilities and such, like demo, flashbang, stuff like that, if you can get your hands on that sort of thing, that's great. But your everyday typical use, or use for for the end of the world, that's the plate carrier I would use if I was to use a plate carrier.